6-0 week with a sweep of the Pittsburgh Pirates, giving the ball to Blake Snell today. No more. This is a guy that missed 3 months, but he has been so incredibly sharp in each of his 2 starts since coming off the IL. Only 2 runs allowed with 15 strikeouts. How does he keep it going?
Well, you got to get greedy. You got to complete the sweep. You got your ace on the hill. No, wait a minute. Your ace was yesterday. No, wait a minute. Your ace was before that. I mean, right? But the way he's been pitching since coming off the IL has been fun to watch. Hopefully, he can continue doing exactly what he's doing, staying healthy, staying strong. Go deliver.
Yeah, for him to be sharp, well, he said, last couple weeks, he's been the healthy he's been the last couple years. So when a guy like this is completely healthy, then you expect him to be on his A game. Complete command of that fastball, the changeup, and the breaking ball. I expect that to be the case today.
We saw a 2-time Cy Young Award winner on the mound yesterday. We get another one today for the series finale between the Dodgers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Dodgers looking for the sweep and win number 80 on the season. Alec Thomas and the guys get ready to take on the show buccos right after this.
Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. saving you big with a $5.99 maxed out double stack spicy chicken sandwich. The new Spicy Chicken Max. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. The Dodgers of this 5-game winning streak hanging right in there in the top seed race with Milwaukee. The Brewers have stayed hot, taking the first 2 games against Atlanta. For the Dodgers, 2 back of Milwaukee for the top seed in the National League, and they've grown their distance over the Braves for that all-important 2 seed, which will get you the bye. And they'll have a chance to amplify that as they head to Atlanta tomorrow to open up a 3-game series on Tuesday. This is the first time since May the Dodgers have won 5 games in a row. It's hard to believe that their longest streak this season is 6 and have a chance to match that today.
Yeah, they have done really well consistently following up losses and not having long losing streaks, but been really rare to have those long winning streaks.
Looking for their 6th in a row, looking for the sweep today. The Old Spice fresh stats as Blake Snell takes the mound. He's missed most of this season with a shoulder issue. You figure you come back after missing a few months, it'll take some time, but 2 starts, 6 innings, 1 run in both.
The great thing about being a Los Angeles Dodger, no matter how your year has gone, you can still be a superhero, and that's because they're always in the playoffs, and you got a chance to make a huge impact. And so far, the way he has thrown the baseball, he is going to make a huge impact. 2-time Cy Young Award winner. The fastball has been elite, especially for first pitch strikes, and you can't get a hit so far on the curveball or the slider.
It's been a totally different attack from him than we're used to seeing. A lot of times throughout his career, he'll nibble and out of the game after 4 or 5 innings, even on days where he's got strikeout stuff. He's got an 85% first pitch strike rate in these first 2 games back. For his career, that number's 60.
Yeah, he is not nibbling, and it's really not about pitch selection, because right now, other than the changeup, the other few pitches, he is commanding anytime he wants. And once he gets ahead, pretty much after 0-1, you're out. He's got so many weapons to put you away, and especially with the chase.
See the lineup that'll face off with today in this series finale under a bright and hot sun. Nick Gonzalez leads off and starts at third base. Esmeralyn Valdez been fantastic as a rookie. He's in right field hitting second, followed by Brian Reynolds, the DH today. Brandon Lau leads the Pirates in home runs and runs batted in this year. Bats cleanup with Rafael Flores out of Anaheim doing the catching. Nick York's in left field. Spencer Horwitz at first. Jared Triolo, really good defensive shortstop. And Billy Cook, just his 2nd start this month. It's Pirates team that was right in the playoff picture about a month ago, but 11-20 over the last month plus. And they've fallen to 7.5 games out of the last spot. Oddly, in the decade that Blake Snell's been in the major leagues, that aligns with the Pirates not going to the playoffs. They've been one of the worst teams. But he has his worst numbers against the Pirates of any team. 7.27 career ERA against Pittsburgh. They look to change that today. Off we go as he winds and throws to Nick Gonzalez, and strike 1 right down the chute with that first pitch fastball, picking up where he left off.
If he's going to turn the stats around against the Pittsburgh Pirates, it's getting the top of the order out. That's where their production has come from in this series.
Gonzalez second to just Luis Ariz in the National League, hitting .309. 2 pitches, 2 swings, 2 strikes.
As many strikes as he's throwing today, we got to watch out for the immaculate inning. He might just pound the zone for 9 pitches and get right through it.
And against an aggressive lineup that would be willing to play along with that kind of inning. And foul ball right there. Jeez. 3 pitches in and we've already jinxed it.
That was my bad.
Got other chances, though.
I'd rather blow it now than later.
Get it out of your system.
Yeah.
The Dodgers got 9 strikeouts from Yamamoto on Friday night. Those 11 Ks from Skubal yesterday. And now Snell hits him on the foot. Leadoff man aboard. You got Snell coming off 2 starts where he struck out 15. To open up his time off of the injured list. The 10 against Kansas City. The 5 against Colorado.
That hit batter doesn't help him, but I really foresee him going deep into this game because of the way the Pittsburgh Pirates have been so aggressive. And Blake has such great swing and miss stuff.
That's Esmeralda Valdez. Pirates have struck out 29 times in the 2 games this weekend. It looked like yesterday they were set for a upset of a performance against Tarik Skubal, getting those 3 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. But they went 3 for 27 the rest of the game. Dodgers came back with 2 runs in the 4th and the 2 runs in the 5th, and Skubal wound up going 7.
Yeah, 8 of the 9 guys in their lineup had at least 1 K, and a lot of guys had multiple Ks. So it wasn't like 1 or 2 guys get 4 strikeouts each that build those strikeouts. It was the whole lineup that was swinging and missing.
And he gets a break today, does Snell, and that O'Neill Cruz is not in there. He's hit the ground running coming off of the injured list. There's not a who's who sluggers in there today. Strikeout of Valdez for the first out.
The fastball has been elite since coming off the IL. The breaking stuff, if you can be better than elite, that has been those. Here, the high cheese. That excellent command, when you talk about first pitch strikes and what he's done so far coming off the IL, it's been the fastball command that's done it.
Yeah, if he and the Dodgers get 7 Ks today, continued the trend from the first 2 games this weekend. He got more free jumbo jacks. In the dirt, ball 1 on Brian Reynolds. Yeah, Reynolds and Lau, 3 and 4, the 2 household names in this lineup. You wonder why the Pirates have fallen off a cliff last month. The pitching has remained disappointing. The offense, which had been way better than advertised for the first few months, has also fallen off. Reynolds below 200 in that time. Cracks one towards the right field corner. Tucker's over there with just enough room.
Feeling good in his home whites, I'm sure, after the base hit yesterday and a few RBIs. Broke a 0 for 26 slump at home. This ball's going to curve a lot at the end, but a veteran right fielder understands that and runs the correct route.
Two retired in this first inning, and in climbs Brandon Lau. And they stay very aggressive.
Well, who wants to get to a curveball and a slider that no one's gotten a hit off so far? And they're going to have to be aggressive because he's not building counts for hitters. He's throwing strike 1.
Runner takes off from first. Throw from Fiducia. Not in time. Stolen base, Nick Gonzalez.
Pittsburgh has not had many guys in scoring position, so they're trying to force the issue. They saw what Yamamoto did to him. They saw what Skubal did to him, so they're trying to find a way to play some small ball against Mr. Snell.
So Gonzalez into scoring position with 2 gone in this first inning. Ball and a strike on Lau. Here comes Snell. Big old bounce. Freeman waits for it. Oh, it skips right past him. That thing had all kinds of English and momentum to the bounces, and it bounced right past Freddie Freeman to extend the inning.
Baltimore chop. I'm not sure it's going to turn into an error or a hit, but it's really interesting. As far as Freddie had to reach for that and the deflection off the glove, I almost think you got to give it a hit.
43, Rafael Flores Jr.
Because even if he catches it, he's still got to race to the bag.
That is ruled a base hit. First and third for the Pirates with 2 gone in this first inning, and Rafael Flores. Man, oh man, this is 13 pitches and 10 swings. So if you're Blake Snell, what does that mean to you?
Well, if you're going to throw the fastball because you know they're swinging, put it in a really good place or a good miss. And if you throw in the breaking ball with that man on third, though, it makes it a little tougher because you want to put it in the dirt.
Strike 2.
Back-to-back fastballs. You can go right up the ladder here since he swung at the first high fastball, which takes the risk of the pass ball or wild pitch kind of out of the equation. Because if you go breaking ball, you're going to have to trust your catcher.
Flores, who came into this series scalding hot, 5 home runs over the previous week, 0 for 8, 4 strikeouts this weekend. 2 on, 2 out in the first, and an 0-2 pitch. Sticks with the fastball, misses up.
That chopper turned into the first hit that he's given up on a breaking ball since coming off the IL. Nothing to write home about.
Only the 3rd hit that he's given up on a breaking pitch all year when you factor in his first start that he made way early on. 1-2. And this time he got him, sticking with the high heat. And so he strands 2, and we're off and rolling on this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Here come the Dodgers, presented by your SoCal Honda dealers. Ohtani to lead off. Freddie Freeman bats second, starts at first base. Mookie Betts moves all the way up to 3 this weekend with Andy Pages lost. Max Muncy's the cleanup man. Tommy Edmonds at second base hitting 5th. In right field it's Kyle Tucker, and then Tasker Hernandez, Alec Thomas, and Hunter Fiducia. The bottom third of the lineup on a day that we're going to see a bunch of different pitchers for the Pirates, and the first one is on the all-name team, and Lake Bacher.
Well, with Lake Bacher on the mound, you're right. Every at-bat for the Dodgers today is probably going to be against a different pitcher. The guy who's going to end up with the bulk of it is predicted to be Majinski, and that will be a guy who has a good split finger. But this Dodger team hits the fastball very well, and all of them, but sooner or later, are going to have to throw that.
This guy here's got a good name, got a good head of hair. And he's been good as a starter. He's a reliever, but he's worked as an opener 5 times and has a 1.50 ERA when he does that. Going from the Marlins to the Pirates at the deadline this year. So here's Ohtani to open the game for the Dodgers. Yeah, it takes a fastball for a strike. Only has 1 hit this weekend, but he's walked 4 times. And just talking to Dave Roberts before the game today, Shohei was the first guy he pointed out and who he's been most pleased with in this last week, with the offense coming to life again. Had 3 home runs in Colorado, but more than that, Doc said he sees him less jumpy, chasing less, and when that happens, when he's waiting for the strikes, the home runs tend to follow. Down 0-2 here. Bacher comes home, and Ohtani lofts it foul. We'll do it again. Just foul. They sweep the Rockies in Colorado on this mini 3-game homestand, looking for the sweep over the Pirates before a road trip to finish off this month. That'll test them. 3 in Atlanta, 3 in Detroit. Tigers still in it as well. Another 0-2 comes home to Shohei, and he fights it off foul, stays alive. We'll talk about the dog days of summer, whether or not that's a real thing, but this year it's felt like it. I think a huge lead in the standings. Hard to really find the motivation, at least looking at the standings each day. not playing very well. That snowballs. And then you get the stretch where it's 13 straight days with a game, finishing off in Denver, which can be difficult. I was asking a few of the guys, how long before you start to feel the pull of October pull you out of the dog days? We got a couple interesting answers on that. Another 0-2 here from Bakker. Ohtani fouls it again, stays alive. A couple guys pointed to, he said, when you start hearing talk of the magic number, that's usually when you start to feel it. Tommy Edman and Max Muncy both said, though, that the 2 seed, the whole seeding thing, even though there's a big lead in the division, that's motivation enough, and that was brought to the forefront when Milwaukee came in here, and stays that way when you go to Atlanta. So that can pull you out of the dog days.
The real downward spiral for teams in August are when you can't find any motivation. And so for the team like Pittsburgh or others that are feeling like they're kind of semi out of it, that's when, instead of looking for the motivation, you're looking for just how do I pass the time, and you just don't have that passion. But every day in the big leagues, you're grabbing at something. Maybe it's a fan that yelled at you. Maybe it's a young person that you met before the game that has an illness, and they ask you to, hey, do something special today for me. You're always looking for that edge.
Ohtani on the 9th pitch takes ball 3.
I love the fact that we're watching patience with him now. And you know what? He's playing for something. Like an MVP race. That could get you jumpy.
Right there with Pete Crow Armstrong of the Cubs, and getting ready to make his return to the mound soon is Shohei. Here's the 10th pitch. He'll be in 11th. Pearson told us before the game yesterday, 30 pitches off of the mound, facing Will Smith in an all-star simulated game, live BP.
Yeah, I don't know if you're into WAR, but Pete Crow Armstrong's WAR is ahead of both the tabulation of Ohtani's offense and pitching.
How about this plate appearance to open the game? 11 pitches, his longest plate appearance in 2 years, and it leads to his 5th walk of the weekend.
It's one way to help get the starter out of the game, but I don't think he's going to be out there very long.
It brings up Freddie Freeman. It's a fun conversation, the Pete Crow Armstrong Ohtani thing, because offensively you can make a pretty good case for either guy. Then it becomes, what do you value more? PCA's everyday defense as Ohtani runs, throw down is not in time, and a stolen base.
When he wasn't pitching at all, he stole a lot of bags. Now that he's not pitching but getting ready to come back, saying the legs are fresh enough, I can swipe this one. And he really swiped it because he got a great jump.
9th stolen base for Ohtani. He had gone a few months without one, and that's his 3rd. In relatively recent time, as Freeman smacks a base hit into center field, Ohtani had to make sure that it got through, so he'll stop at 3rd. Dodgers have him cornered with nobody out.
Freddie with runners in scoring position, one of the best. Yes, this base hit on a slider doesn't score a run, but it is definitely a hit. And Dodgers are starting fast here on offense.
And the table set for Mookie Betts. Dave Roberts told me today that he's going to be in the 3 spot just about every day moving forward until Pages returns, and perhaps even to stay once Pages comes back at the end of the regular season. And it sure does time out well for him to get plugged there, because had the injury to Pages happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, it wouldn't have been this easy of a decision. But the arrow has pointed up and towards that 3 spot for Betts lately. 1-0 pitch from Bakker. Betts grounds one left side, picked up by Triolo to second for 1, over to first, a double play. Run comes to the back door. Dodgers on the board first. Up comes Max Muncy in the Performance Spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. 3 for 3 yesterday, and over the last 12 games, hitting .350, 14 knocked in those 12 games.
He's a double-edged sword right now. Unbelievable eye, and then when you throw him strikes, he's causing damage.
Most home runs he's hit in 3 seasons. Big part of that has been he stayed on the field this year after a couple injury-riddled years.
He'll definitely have the green light. 2 out, nobody on, and a home run hitter.
Dodgers have a chance to make this a long day for Pittsburgh. When you look at the state of this pitching staff, did have the green light, grounded it off himself foul. Starters have only covered 7 2/3 over the first 2 games for Pittsburgh, and so that means 10 innings already covered by the bullpen going into what is pretty much a bullpen day. I know we're saying Majinski going to have an opener and then he'll be the guy, but he rarely, even as a starter, these last 3 starts didn't go more than 3 innings. So Don Kelly is going to earn every dollar today managing this game. Three balls, 1 strike. Bacher to Muncy. That's a walk. Second of the inning. Bacher pitched around 3 walks on Friday to put up a scoreless inning. 32 pitches that he needed to get through that inning. He's already thrown 20 pitches in this inning as he gets ready to face Tommy Edman. Turns on the first pitch, sends a fly ball to right field, but playable for Valdez. And that's that for the Dodgers in the first, but they strike first.
For a chance to win tickets to try these bites in stadium, voted MLB.com/bracket.
Somebody sounded like they already had some ice cream there. All hopped up on that cold brew and cookie dough. Blake Snell back to the mound. Strike 1 on Nick York. Got the memo in that first inning where the Pirates were uber aggressive. New York's been mostly in AAA this year. Came back up earlier this week, and in 4 games since coming back, 5 hits, 6 knocked in. Down 0-2. As good as Snell has been these first 2 starts back, that changeup, which he'd tell you is his favorite pitch, hadn't quite hit its stride yet.
Yeah, hitter's hitting close to 500 on it. That'll come. Power has been outstanding. The power curveball, the power slider, and especially the fastball. But yeah, as far as a little bit of finesse with that changeup and finding the location, it's been a little off. Either in the dirt like the last one there, or kind of hanging where they can hit it.
Back to the fastball and popped foul.
16 pitches in the first inning, and 11 were fastballs, and all 3 outs recorded with the heater.
So the 2 strikes that he got on York both came on that fastball and then missed with a pair of changeups. Back in the zone with another heater. Let's see what he goes with here. Breaking ball misses, and it's gone from 0-2 to 3-2.
That breaking ball's got an extra gear again today. It was the best breaking ball I've seen his last couple starts. Ridiculous.
It's a curve that he leaves up this time. It's a curveball that's graded out as the best in the major leagues the last few years.
That's what he hit Gonzalez with, and I just think he was not expecting that big a break in a 2-strike count. It went into the right-hand batter's box and clipped him.
In on him here with the fastball, and Muncy to get York. So the 4-seam continues to be the one so far for Blake Snell.
Well, he's definitely put the off-speed stuff in the back of their head, but it's the fastball that's getting them out in the zone.
Dodgers 1, Pirates nothing. Here's Spencer Horwitz. 1 gone in the second inning. Outside with a fastball here. We were talking about Ohtani making his return as a pitcher. The live BP yesterday. Dave Roberts saying probably 1 more of those and then itching to get back into game action and start that build up towards the postseason. If everything were to go right, you could get him to 5 or 6 innings of build up by the time you go into October. But you have that safety net of knowing that you've got these other guys, 4 other all-star pitchers, and Snell and Yamamoto and Skubal and Glasnow. Slap to left field and a 2-out hit for Horwitz. And that you don't have to be desperate. You don't have to rush Ohtani.
Shortstop, number 19, Jared Creel.
Breaking ball off the end of the bat, not hit very well, but hit in the right spot.
So the first hit of the game for the Pirates, or the second hit of the game for the Pirates. First one to leave the infield. And Jared Triolo in the shallow center field. Alec Thomas is there.
There's one of those change-ups recording out. Might see that every once in a while here with this Pittsburgh lineup because they're so aggressive.
You can come in with a plan. I would think part of being a mature pitcher is knowing when to pivot from that.
Yeah, we've seen Yamamoto make huge steps in that area to go away from getting the swing and miss and all the strikeouts to a little earlier weak contact.
2 gone, the 9-hitter Billy Cook. Shows bunt and takes a strike that kicks off Fiducia. Freeman will hustle over there to get it near the dugout. And the Pirates have had a runner in scoring position in both innings.
It looks like he got blocked out, possibly from the bat and the fake bunt, where the bat gets pulled back right into his eye line and just misses the pitch.
Oh, 0-2. Well, you got a guy up there squaring around with 2 outs, first pitch, and then very late on a fastball. You just sticking with it?
I am. You know, there's one thing is if you're really beating guys with a fastball, you know, the hitter has a brain too, and he might go, oh, I'm going to start cheating if he's going to try and live with that. So it's still a cat and mouse game. But a lot of times you make the hitter make the first adjustment, so you stick with your strength. And he does. You'd love to have the fastball be the out pitch and give up no runs the first time through the order, because that saves a lot of weapons for second and third time around the order.
Snell delivers 1-2, sticks with a fastball and strikes him out. Not overthinking it right there. His 3rd K through 2. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Braving the sunshine on this Sunday afternoon. Dodgers got a run in the first inning, taking advantage of a couple walks against Lake Bacher. Tucker, Hernandez, and Thomas coming up here. Well, Tucker, the game-winning hit yesterday in a 4-3 comeback win, and you said it earlier, but he snapped an 0 for 26 at Dodger Stadium. His first hit here in almost 3 weeks.
I mean, he got to exhale, the fans got to exhale and be rewarded for their cheering and support for him. Really good to drive in that run.
Can't you just see it on his face? He gets to first base there. It's as if he's saying, gosh, finally. I mean, I know fans are sitting there saying that, but that's a good reminder that he's saying it louder than any of us.
And whatever spikes he wears on the road, he should wear at home for sure. Maybe they would let him wear a gray uniform, even though everybody else is wearing white.
He's like, what is not right about this picture?
It's Players Weekend. You said we could wear what we want.
Right. You didn't read the fine print, did you?
Yeah.
They'll be back on the road after this one, after this mini homestand, just one series long. And what is a tough start to the second half will continue in Atlanta and in Detroit. Little high. That's ball 4, and the third walk over the first 6 hitters for the Dodgers. Tough, not necessarily a bad thing. You look at these last 5 years for the Dodgers. Remember, 2021 through 23, machine. 100+ wins every year. Early exit every year. No World Series. 2024 they win 98. Nothing to scoff at, but not quite cruising. Last year they win 93 and were in a dogfight with the Padres right up until the end. And they win it all those 2 years. A little more calloused. It can be hard to coast into it and then just flip a switch when you get into the playoffs. So having to work for it a little bit might be stressful, but might be best to set you up. 0-2 on Hernandez.
It's a game of edges in the regular season, and it's even more of a game of edges in the postseason. So if that brings a little bit more stress in the regular season and you carry that experience from that stress in, it's a good thing.
Bucker tied him up with that high fastball, and he's got his first K.
That's the thing that Teo is trying to eliminate. More of a 2-strike approach and putting more balls in play than striking out.
Alec Thomas, good first impression yesterday. Knocking in a run in his Dodger debut.
It's more than a hit and more than an RBI. It's a comfort. It's a feeling of I contributed and I'm part of this team. And so that feels really good, rounding first and seeing that run score, but feels even better that the Dodger uniform feels like it belongs on him.
It's like a good firm handshake and a look in the eye.
You walk through the locker room different, you walk into the food room different, the training room. When he gets on the plane to go on this road trip, it's going to be different. There'll be a lot more smiles and good body language around him.
Alec will start most games in center field against right-handed pitching until Andy Pages comes back. The philosophy behind it is let's just stabilize the defense. Thomas has not hit much at the major league level, but really good defensively. And I think that you often don't fully appreciate how important a good defensive center fielder is until you see the drop off. So they're doing their best to avoid having any. Little pop left side. Gonzalez makes the catch.
Yeah, if you give up a double in center because of your route or you didn't get it done, that's like you hitting a double also. So the defense has the same kind of risk-reward quotient out there.
Well, you feel that intimately as a pitcher. All pitchers do, right? You have that guy back there. How comforting is that to have a guy like Pages or hopefully Thomas running through there?
One of the best feelings is when a ball leaves the bat and you haven't turned around yet, but you go, oh, that's a double, and then your center fielder catches it.
Mm-hmm. Verduccia with 2 away. Squeezed right there, and the challenge is going to get this overturned. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Mike Estabrook. We'll say thanks to the challenge system right here for getting that one right for him.
Pitch and a strike.
Verduccia started Friday night's game, doubled and scored. And any offense you get from your fill-in catcher is going to be gravy. He's reached base in 9 of his 11 starts.
I mean, it's a positive that the Dodgers can have depth and have a center fielder playing center, have a catcher come up from the minors and get traded over to fill in at catching and be solid. But it is two areas where they could be elite. They could be elite behind the plate, and they could be elite with health in center field. But the depth of the organization, they move from two guys that could be elite in center and behind the plate to two solid major leaguers.
Cracked to second and caught by Lau. After 2 innings, Dodgers 1, Pirates nothing. Three Ks for Snell over 2 scoreless innings. If he and the Dodgers get 4 more, you get your free Jumbo Jack to help that off day go by. Joe Davis, Orr Hershiser, Kirsten Watson back here in Los Angeles. Top of the order coming up for the Pirates. Third game back for Blake Snell. 6 innings, 1 run in both games so far. Here comes to Nick Gonzalez, who muscles the first pitch to second. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Let's see, they swung, it was a fastball, and it was an out. They are swinging at a lot of his fastballs. That's his 22nd fastball, and they've swung at 16 of them.
So you're saying 3 trends holding on 1 pitch right there.
Exactly.
Pitch type, approach, result.
And they are 0 for 6 on his fastball with 3 Ks.
And now Esmeralyn Valdez takes high for a ball. Struck out his first time. Valdez is 22 years old. He came up in May, homered for his first hit, and has not stopped. In fact, he didn't have enough games where he's going to show up on any leaderboard, but if he had played enough games, and it's not a few number, he's played 60, he'd be 5th in the majors in OPS. Right there with James Wood. Not too far behind Ohtani. OPS up above 900. On this 1-1 from Snell, he swings and misses at a good changeup.
Nice to see a good changeup from him. Most of them have been in the dirt or hanging. That's the perfect one.
And that is the one that has given Valdez problems. He's hit fastballs, he's hit breaking balls, but he's 2 for 28 against changeups this year. Here's a 2-2. Back to the hard stuff, misses in. Payoff. Got him. Fastball humming.
He has been able to work the upper part of the strike zone and the inside part of the strike zone with that heater to these righties.
4 Ks, no walks so far. That's 19 Ks, 4 walks in his first 3 games back. Here he comes to Brian Reynolds. Getting strike 1 on him. Reynolds 3 hits the first 2 games this weekend. Flied out his first time today. The longest tenured Pirate. 8 years in the big leagues, all of them with Pittsburgh. Tries to lay off. And does.
The catcher's challenge and a pitch.
Fiducia will challenge, and ABS is powered by T-Mobile. Just missed.
Pitches the ball.
So just 1 left. One and 2.
Checking his scouting report. Statistically, what is the best put away pitch against Reynolds? Since Reynolds called time, Snell's got plenty of time to read War and Peace.
Is that the longest one ever? Just kind of the go-to long book, huh?
I guess so, yeah.
You get some that are split up into a bunch of long books.
Maybe the most popular of long books to use as an example, but yeah.
Guinness Book of World Records recognizes In Search of Lost Time by Marcel Proust.
That would take a while to read.
7 volumes, so that's
7 volumes.
That's the idea I was kind of thinking of. It's not just one thick book, it's a bunch. It's 1.2 million words. 3-2. Curve didn't quite get home, and that's the first free pass that Snell has issued. 2-out walk for Brian Reynolds.
In some ways, it's just about getting through their 3 and 4 hitters. So yeah, you got Lowe coming up. These are the 2 guys that you don't let beat you on this lineup right now.
Lau reached on an infield hit his first time. Ball had a bunch of English on it, just bounded by Freeman at first. Cut and a miss at a good slider.
Lau was looking to go yard right there, guessing fastball since he's been throwing so many, and that was a good smart pitch from a veteran pitcher to throw the slider.
Through another.
Another cheat swing where he is fooled. I got to stick with it. If you can flare a base hit to left, go ahead, but I got to keep you in the yard.
Oh. Just outside with a fastball.
Tried to lock him up, throw something opposite, and put it right on the corner, just missed. Sets up the slider.
In the air, shallow left, Muncy out, Tasker Hernandez on. He's got it. And Blake Snell's got 3 scoreless innings.
Dave Roberts has complimented Ohtani on his approach and his patience, not jumping at pitches. Well, to have an 11-pitch at bat, longest at bat in about 2 years, I'll tell you what, he wasn't jumping at anything and took his free pass.
Yeah, longest at bat he's had in 2 years. It's the longest at bat where he's finished it off by reaching base in his major league career. Yeah, and he's up there to lead off this 3rd inning. Carmen Mlodzinski takes over and figures to pitch the bulk of this game for the Pirates. Ohtani fouls off his first pitch fastball. He's 27 years old from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Lovely place. First round draft pick. 4 years in the major leagues, mostly out of the bullpen. Got another chance in the rotation start of this month, but in 3 starts, a 14 ERA. So they're again essentially using an opener for him. And Lake Barker goes 2 innings in that role. Mlodzinski takes over and gets ahead of Ohtani 0-2.
A lot of times you use an opener so that your bulk guy doesn't have to face the top of the order, but the rhythm of this game, he gets Ohtani right away.
Mlodzinski 4-0 with a 2.15 out of the bullpen. 2-6 with a 5.85 as a starter. How do you explain that gap?
Well, what I would do as his pitching coach is I would look at how he warms up and what he does in the training room and when he starts his preparation as a starter. And then I would look at what do you do when you're a reliever, and I would say I want your starting rotation warm up to look like you're relieving, because we're really seeing the effectiveness. So maybe it's about the meeting and going over the hitters that he becomes too analytical about stuff and what I'm going to do. Maybe as a reliever, he just comes in with fire and follows the catcher. Maybe as a reliever, he only throws like 17 to 20 warm-up pitches, but as a starter, he throws like 60 and does long toss. So take a look at how and what you do before you come in the game to try and fix it.
And whether it's as a starter or as a reliever, that splitter right there that he strikes out Ohtani on has been one of the best splitters in baseball. Strike on Freddie Freeman. His arsenal has evolved pretty much every year since he broke in. He's got 7 pitches at this point. Splitter he added last year. And it's grading out exceptionally. Here's his 0-1. Grounded foul, strike 2. Was that splitter. Is it a myth that you need long fingers to throw the splitter?
I definitely think so, because Yamamoto doesn't. I think it's really about where your thumb is on the ball and how far you're splitting your fingers, and then what is your release point, your particular release point.
Freeman pushes this ball on the ground to the left side, and that is 8 pitches and 8 strikes for Majinski.
I guess the answer to your question should have been just yes, it's a myth.
No, I love the insight.
But you know, until you repeat your delivery, grips are only an experiment. What you could say, one guy has his split finger grip and this is it, and it really works well. I'm going to try that one. That could be a hint, but if your hand position and release have to be pretty close to the same of that guy. So a guy who's really out front and on top of the baseball, he might not have to split his fingers as wide as a guy who's more pushing the ball and his hand is more behind the ball. So those, it's like the treble and the bass, the grip. It's not the volume.
Mookie Betts down 0-2. You a treble guy, a bass guy, or both?
I like the mid-range and the bass.
Okay. Treble get too tinny for you?
A little bit, yep. Most of the music that I like has some kind of rasp to it, raspy voice or something like that. A little more earthy. I don't like the high squeaky stuff.
Like Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, that he's not in my playlist.
Okay. Raspy and earthy. What kind of music do you like? Raspy and earthy.
Let's not get into it.
0-2 to Betts. Off the end of the bat to short. Triolo throws him out. A 1-2-3 first inning of this game for Majinski. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Philly-style bonus Jack combo. Shaved steak, grilled onions and peppers, and melty cheese starting at $5.49. Dodgers got a run in the first. We go to the fourth. 1-0 as Snell drops in a curveball for a strike on Rafael Flores Jr.
Another first pitch strike, 11 out of 14.
Facing the Anaheim native, Catella High School product in Flores. 6'3", 100 and about 60 pounds when he was in high school. So same height that he is now, but stringy. Didn't have much pop. Wasn't really recruited. Went to Cypress College in Orange County for 2 years. Transferred to Rio Honda College in Whittier for a season. Flies out to right here. Still not really any takers. Undrafted. Played summer ball up in Alaska where a Yankee scout noticed him and they offered him a contract. A couple of years later he had become the Yankees minor league player of the year. He got traded at the deadline last year. The David Bednar deal. Made his debut at the end of last season and he's made quite an impact here coming up late this year. Strike one on Nick York. Strike two.
Fastball's been the foundational piece, but first 2 starts from Blake, it was the curveball that was getting all the outs. Today, only 7 curveballs in 55 pitches.
Went to one of them right there.
Checking the cheat sheet.
Weak contact and an easy one for Tommy Edman. 2 out.
Number 2, Spencer Horwitz.
Spencer Horwitz. First hit of the weekend, his first time up. Snell got him to 2 strikes, but then he slapped the base hit the other way. Horwitz was hitting .280 when he injured his hamstring and missed a couple months with that injury. Got hit in the head while he was coming back. That delayed his return. 7 for 53. And now about a month since coming off of the injured list. Had 2-0 here. Horwitz out of Maryland. 2 state championships in hockey there. Much hockey as it was baseball. Chose the one school that offered him a scholarship, and the one sport where he had a scholarship offer. That was a scholarship offer to Radford to play baseball. He said, I might as well go that route. He didn't have any kind of big league aspirations, but followed the chance to get his education paid for, and after a few years got drafted. Now in his 4th year in the majors, 2 with the Blue Jays, his 2nd with the Pirates. On a 3-1 from Snell. Horwitz takes ball 4.
Blake's second walk plus a hit batter. So a few free passes.
And a few words for Mike Estabrook here.
Number 19, Jared Triolo.
Since coming off the IL, he's been averaging a little over 14 pitches an inning. And so far here today, if he'd have gotten this guy out, he'd been right around 15 pitches an inning. So right there, but a couple of blemishes as far as the hit batter and the 2 walks have had the pitch count slightly elevated.
Inning kept alive for Triolo. Line to center field his first time. And fouls off first pitch changeup.
Most important number for Blake right here today is that number on the scoreboard is 0. So far, waiting for the Dodger offense to really wake up and give him some support.
Right to Mookie Betts. Ooh, flips it in the dirt to Tommy Edman, who has to work harder than he probably thought he would right there to field it. And Blake Snell and Mike Estabrook going to sort things out here.
Join us on September 4th for Dodger Date Night. With the purchase of a special ticket pack, you'll take home a comfy Dodger Date Night hoodie. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Muncy starts the 4th for the Dodgers. Majinski misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. A walk for Muncy in the first inning after 3 hits yesterday. One. Muncy's climbed into the top 10 in the National League in on-base plus slugging.
On base is one thing, but he's been changing scoreboards. This is a very impactful hot streak he's in.
Best numbers he's put up in 5 years.
Rarely see that.
Might be a result of the fact that he rarely sees those. He sees fastballs fewer than every hitter besides Kyle Schwarber. So his eyes light up when he does. And there's 2-2. Muncy swings and misses. Finished off by the sweeper.
The sweeper is Majinski's second best out pitch. A lot of times it's going to be the splitter, but here using the sweeper to get him. A lot of times he throws that sweeper more to righties and the curveball to lefties, but once he got a new look.
Dodgers saw this guy back in June when he was pitching out of the bullpen. More traditional sense. Went 3 2/3 innings that day, though, and the Dodgers scored 4 runs against him. Breaking pitch for a strike on Tommy Edman. Lacked command that day. They had 3 hits, but they also had 3 walks. Today, almost nothing but strikes. Retired all 4 that he's faced. So 1 to Tommy Edman. Comes back for strike 2. He's got 7 different pitches and flashing them all here.
Each one about 10% or more. So it's not like you can just check one off and say he's not going to throw that today.
Pitching was supposed to be the biggest strength for the Pirates. And the city of Pittsburgh Pirates fans were really excited coming into this year, thinking they were about to get back to the playoffs. Haven't been in more than a decade. Pitching falling short, though, has been the biggest story of this season. Edman gets hit by this one. Never want to put it on one guy because it's always more than one guy, but the biggest reason for the big expectations was Paul Skeens, and the biggest drop-off from those expectations has been Skeens. If he had been himself, this probably is a playoff team. The Pirates are 10-16 when Paul Skeens starts. Doesn't have to be 26-0. Even if that flips,
flip it.
They're right there in playoff position.
Yeah. It's interesting that he hasn't been able to figure out how to fix it because velocity down just a tick. You know, a mile an hour, a mile and a half is not that big a deal, but there's got to be something mechanical that leads you to having less command. Because if you fix the mechanics, the velocity is going to be back up and the command is going to be better.
Glass half full for Pittsburgh is that you go into next year, you figure this is the outlier for Paul Skeens. If he can get back to what he's always done, that's a great first step back towards contention. They have the longest pennant drought of any National League team back to 1979. Had those 3 consecutive division titles in the early 90s. The young Barry Bonds. 4 winning seasons in the 33 years since they won 3 straight division titles. Two 2-0 on Tucker. Already has a walk under his belt today. Dodgers only have 1 hit in this ball game, but 3 walks and a hit batter. The lone run coming in the first inning. Wrapped to right field, base hit. Tucker's been on both times.
This is a really good piece of hitting because this ball is really low. I think it's like shin high, and he's able to dig it out and hit a line drive. And it's on the outer half, too. So you got a lot of plate coverage, a lot of coverage on the height of the pitch, and then being able to hit that in the air.
They'll walk in a single for the Dodger right fielder. Now their left fielder and Teoscar Hernandez, who struck out on 3 pitches. And Teoscar, one of the guys that hasn't gotten going. It seems like everybody has started to rise this last week. He's still trying to hit his stride. It's added sense of urgency with Pages going down.
I would expect him to swing early if I'm the Pirates, just because he doesn't want to get to the 2-strike count, have a chance of striking out again. It was odd to see him strike out on a fastball in that was kind of a ball out of hand. Good job laying off that stuff away, because that's kind of his Achilles heel. That's where they like to attack him.
Two on with one out, and a 2-0 pitch coming to Teoscar Hernandez. Slices back to the corner, 2-1.
Still staying away from him, looking for a ground ball double play. Teo got to be disciplined to either hit it where it's pitched or get the ball in the air.
Ball 3.
He has not even breathed on anything away, so you got to believe he's looking for the ball middle in. If it's there, he's swinging.
That's his nitro zone. It was away, and it's 3-2. Edman was hit by a pitch. Tucker with a single. 3-2 on Teoscar Hernandez. And now take strike 3. He'll challenge, and they're going to be done with their challenges here in the 4th inning.
That sinker that comes back to the edge. This one does.
Pitch is a strike. Los Angeles out of challenger.
Up to Alek Thomas.
Number 9, Alek Thomas.
We talk about him stabilizing the defense for the Dodgers, and that being the whole idea here while they're without Pages for the next month plus. He's hitting really well for Oklahoma City. First thing the Dodgers did after they acquired him from Arizona was send him to their spring training facility just to offer the grid out of the spotlight, work on his swing. Some swing changes, went to OKC, and he was hitting close to 300 there.
He's pretty good in clutch situations. This year in the big league at bats, hitting .281 with runners in scoring position.
Early on in his time in Arizona, that was his reputation, being a big-time clutch hitter. Huge swings for the Diamondbacks in that pennant run in 2023. He had 4 home runs that playoffs. On a 1-1 from Majinski. Thomas hits it hard and through. Here comes Tommy Edman. Valdez overruns the ball, and it's 2-0 Dodgers on a 2-out hit from Alek Thomas. 2 days, 2 hits, 2 knocked in.
Well, after the game, most of the ball club is going to get on a plane and fly to Atlanta, and this hit right here makes him Mr. Popular on the airplane.
Might even let him visit the cockpit. Give him some of those wings.
Get a wing, yeah, get the little wings. Help him, his teammates fly around the bases.
So some of that clutch hitting that he showed early in his career comes through here in the 4th. 1st and 3rd, 2 out for Fiducia. Takes strike 1 from Majinski. Fiducia hit it hard his first time, caught by the second baseman Lau.
3 of the 5 wins in this win streak have been 1-run wins. Dodgers looking to kind of spread it out a little bit here, have a little more comfortable lead.
And the Dodgers have played 1-run games. More than a third of their games this year have been 1-run decisions. And they have their highest winning percentage in one-run games in more than 2 decades. Season can swing based on your outcomes in those close games.
It's amazing how high they've raised the bar for themselves with the back-to-back world championships. I mean, you can be in a winning streak like this, and you can hear from somebody that says, yeah, it's a winning streak, but they're not winning by enough. You know, it's just that whole thing of they just think they're supposed to dominate every single game.
There's something to it, like we were talking about earlier. Tough can be good. That's in the macro through the season, but in the micro too, all those tight games, finding ways to win those.
Well, easy to figure out your trust tree if you're Dave Roberts, if you watch tight games and see who performs in them.
Fiducia goes up to get it into right field, drops it in for a 2-out, 2-strike RBI hit. Throw is cut off in the bottom of the order for the Dodgers, getting it done. Alec Thomas and Hunter Fiducia with RBI hits here in the 4th.
Well, if you had that on your bingo card for RBIs on August 23rd for the Dodgers, you just made a lot of money.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Fiducia plays for the Rays. Thomas plays for the Diamondbacks. Over here to the Dodgers and making their mark. So a little more insurance for Snell. 2 outs, and it gets Ohtani to the plate. Walked and scored in the first, struck out in the third. One. One and two. For Ohtani with runners in scoring position since the start of June. Thomas at third, Fiducia at first. 1-2 from Majinski in the dirt. Good stop by Flores. And we got Deuces Wild in the 4th. Hit batter and 3 singles from the bottom half of the lineup. 1 hit the first 3 innings, and then 3 of them in a 4-batter span here in the 4th.
Bottom of the order has been getting it done the last couple of nights. 4 RBIs from 7, 8, and 9 over the last 2 games.
Ohtani grounds one up the middle, right at Triolo, steps on the bag and ends the inning. But the Dodgers get a couple 2-out hits to drive in runs from Thomas and Fiducia. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Happy Dodger birthday to Lonnie Fry, who was born on this date in 1910 in St. Louis, Missouri. Lonnie didn't have any kind of big league aspirations as a kid, even into his teen years. He's just playing sandlot baseball on the weekends, working a full-time job as a secretary. But it was in the middle of the Great Depression, and he got laid off, so he's sitting there saying, what am I going to do now? As Billy Cook leads off this 5th inning against Blake Snell. Well, I love what I'm doing on the weekends, playing baseball. Maybe I can give that a shot. Maybe I can find a career there. Made a few calls, got a chance with the minor league team in Nashville. And 2 years later, 2 years after he had been laid off from his job as a secretary, he was starting at short for the Brooklyn Dodgers. 14 years in the major leagues. First 4 of those came in Brooklyn. Won a couple World Series with the Cincinnati Reds and then lived to be 99. His secret? He never stopped. He was fishing, he was skiing, he was biking into his 90s. Happy birthday, Lonnie Fry. Dodgers have a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. 9-1-2 for the Pirates. Snell home with a 1-2. Snell struck out 4 in this game. He's walked 2. 4 scoreless, continuing what Skubal did yesterday.
The only thing that's given up a couple of hits is the slider. Everything else has been over. He's like combination mad scientist and surgeon on these days when he has location. As you know he's always thinking and grinding. He loves to talk baseball. He loves to talk pitching and what hitters are trying to do. And then it's just surgical precision.
It's one thing to want to do the surgery. It's another thing to have the tools to do it. And these 3 starts off of the injured list. He's had them.
And the 3 starters that the Pirates have had to face. A guy that might win 2 Cy Youngs in his career, and then a 2 Cy Young Award winner and a 2 Cy Young Award winner. I mean, this is not the easiest of series.
It's gone to 3-2 on Cook. Struck him out his first time. And here's going to get him to pop it high into the bright sky. Freddie Freeman puts it away one way in the 5th.
You really want to be the guy on the mound throwing strikes in this heat. It helps your team be on their toes defensively, gets them in the dugout, and gets them up to bat with a better attitude. The last thing you want to do is have your guys out there smoking in the heat and you're throwing ball 1, ball 2.
Top of the order, Nick Gonzalez. Would most pitchers say they'd rather pitch in really hot weather or really cold weather?
Me personally, really cold. I didn't like the hitters to feel like their hands are going to feel good and the ball doesn't carry as well.
Jam shot to first, 2 out.
That ball doesn't carry very well either.
Yeah, no, hot, cold, in between.
Yeah, in the heat, you feel like, yes, my body feels really loose, but you got to watch your hydration, you got to watch your cardiovascular, and you move a little bit slower on purpose and save the energy for pitching. And you really strategically want to just really always attack. I know first pitch strikes and attacking is important in cold weather or hot weather, but I think it's extra important in the hot weather for your teammates.
Man, I think if you had discovered electrolytes the way you drink those these days, you could have pitched another 10 years in that heat. Ball 2 on Valdez.
You're back in our day with the cotton sleeves and then, the old wool sleeves, we didn't have the dry fit until the end of my career. And I'll tell you what, you're changing your shirt, your pants 2-3 times a game. Just the weight of the sweat, and it just changes your mechanics and your workload. With all the dry fit stuff now and the way the uniforms perk moisture, you can stay more comfortable in the heat and in the cold. The cold weather gear now is so light, it keeps you warm.
Fingertips, though, right? Not a whole lot you can do there.
No, you just put one of those little heat packs in your back pocket.
Fastball continues to be impressive today for Blake Snell. Yeah, those other weapons are sweet. It started and finished, though, with that 4-seam. 3-2 on Valdez, looking for his first 1-2-3 inning, and he's still looking for it as he issues a 2-out walk. It's the 3rd inning in a row that he's done that.
There's been some weird walks, too. I mean, He's had him where he's gotten ahead and then walked somebody. He did have a tough one where he fell behind 3-0, got the 3-1 strike, but then a walk.
Three-run lead for the Dodgers. Inning kept alive for the three-hitter, Brian Reynolds. Laid on a fastball. Still living at 97. And a changeup pounded into the turf to Mookie Betts. Just in time to get him at first. Halfway home in Los Angeles, Dodgers 3, Pirates nothing.
Join us at the ballpark for Lakers night. That's on September 3rd, this Thursday coming up. With the purchase of a special ticket pack, you'll take home a Lakers retro warm-up jacket. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information. And that's not this Thursday coming up. It's September 3rd.
Couple Thursdays. Freddie Freeman to right center field. He singles on the first pitch of the 5th. Second hit of the day for the Dodger first baseman. A 300 hitter for his career. 302 this season.
I don't worry about Freddie. The pop's going to come back. The singles are coming out in a plentiful manner, and especially against fastballs. He is one of the best fastball hitters in the big leagues, and when you're that at his age, it tells you really can hit.
Leadoff man aboard. Mookie Betts up. Couple ground outs to short for Betts today. Ben's back on ball 1. We were talking about it, Oral, when Mookie first came up, but moving back into the 3 spot. Highest that he's hit in the order since May. Dave Roberts is hoping that the confidence that he's seen from Mookie the last couple weeks gets even a bigger boost from this. You sense he's starting to believe that he's got it still, that he's got it back, and then that little gust of wind at his sails to say, hey, we think so too.
Well, since coming back from the oblique on the IL, he's got 14 home runs, so we've seen the pop return, which is deserving of a spot in the 3 or 4 hole in the order.
Fly to right center field, falling quickly and down. Put it in the right place. Long single for Mookie Betts.
Freddie hits it to the right spot. Mookie hits it to the right spot. This is brewing trouble for the Pittsburgh Pirates. This one off the end of the bat. Enough slicing action to keep it away from the center fielder.
First and third, nobody out. Muncy up.
Right guy, right spot.
Look out, Chris Woodward. Just like Ohtani since the start of June, he's taken off in clutch spots. Remember, for the first month or so, the only RBIs he was getting were the ones that were coming on his home runs. Reaches out, puts this one in play to Majinski. Thought about coming home, instead he'll get the out at first, and Muncy will get his 67th RBI of the year as Freeman scores. There's so many of those little statistical quirks early in the season that we can't help but try to peel back the layers of the onion on, figure out why they are how they are. But then you get later into the season and you're reminded that it does take a full baseball season to make truth tellers.
There's the high tide and the low tide, right? But pretty soon it just all levels out.
Edman was hit by a pitch and scored last time. Fouls off a bunt.
That's why that quote from managers has been kind of a cliche now with, I trust the back of the baseball card. Back of the baseball card where guys who've played 5 years or more usually comes true until age starts to hit him.
Undefeated.
Time. That's what the amazing thing is for Freddie, being one of the best fastball hitters, because usually that's the pitch that starts to beat you as you get a little older. But he is so stubborn with his approach and the ability to put the bat on the ball. And I think the fact that he has been an opposite field guru his career has made it been able to stay on the fastball as long as he has.
I was telling on Friday night, the conversation I had with Chase Utley about Freddie Freeman's longevity, and not just longevity, but at a high level. And he said it'd be one thing if you were known as a power guy, and that tends to go away what he had left with. But his foundation is something that really is, to your point, something you can do for a long time.
Yeah, if he was a pull hitter and then you're slowing down with bat speed, you all of a sudden are getting more jumpy because you're getting beat, and now you just have two holes. I don't have the bat speed and the breaking ball away. I'm way out in front of him, swinging and missing it. But when you have this stubborn opposite field approach, not experimenting with anything your whole career, he's going to stay on everything for a long time.
That's at second, one away, 2-1 pitch to Tommy Edman. Friday night's hero swings and misses, 2-2. In the air to right, Valdez. Betts takes third. Kyle Tucker trying to keep his perfect day going. He walked his first time. He singled and scored his last time. Action down in the Pirates bullpen on this bullpen day. Christian Curtis has started to loosen. 56 pitches from Mazinski. That's at third, 2 out. Kyle Tucker swings and misses. Good splitter right there.
They stay down there. It's strength against strength right now because Kyle's swinging the bat really well on the low pitch. And he knows it, so it's making him aggressive when he sees the ball down there. So you can use what the hitter is feeling against them by taking it out of the strike zone in a strength area.
Stayed down there. This one too far down there. Good block by Flores.
Pittsburgh loses game 1 by just a run. They start game 2 with 3 runs on the board, feeling like, oh, we're going to have a pretty good series. We're right here with these guys. And now the Dodgers have scored 8 unanswered runs since that 3-0 deficit. Pittsburgh looking to get swept.
So you just keep leaning on him. And I was talking with Dave Roberts about this before the game, but he said sometimes it doesn't happen right away, but if we're doing it how we should be doing it, putting together good team at bats, by the end of a game, by the end of a series, you're going to have broken through. And they didn't have a hit through 3 innings yesterday against Jared Jones, but then he was out of the game after 4. Tucker chases his splitter, and that's it for the Dodgers in the 5th, but they add on and lead 4-0. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th for the Dodgers in support of Blake Snell, who gets a swing and a miss from Brandon Lau, staying away from his old Rays teammate right there with a slider.
That's his 15th swing and miss today. That's huge, and they've only had one hard hit ball.
Only 2 hits against him. Walks are something he'd like to improve upon. He's issued 3 of those, and he's hit a batter. Nothing across on the scoreboard. Check swing roller that's just foul. 90 pitches, season high for Snell. That came his last time out in Colorado. It's 85 right here. Nobody throwing in the pen yet. A little bit of stirring down there. Snell trying to help the Dodgers finish off his sweep. Yamamoto on Friday. Skubal yesterday. Snell today. Looks like Skubal, by the way, is lined up to make his next start, the first game in Detroit.
It's going to be a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. It's really weird to face your ex-teammates, especially within the same season.
Grounded to second. Tommy Edman stays with it and throws to first to get Lau.
Talk about a cat and mouse game where I know that he knows that I know that he knows. It comes down to a lot of execution.
We figure he'll get a great reception there.
Oh, for sure.
I never understand it when a guy gets traded somewhere and then they boo him as if he chose to leave. When he comes back, I wouldn't imagine that it'd be anything close to that with him this weekend. 1 away for Flores. Inside edge and a strike.
He loves being a Dodger and being in this competition, but he's also hinted how much and told how much he loved Detroit, and he might have a choice at where he works in the future.
Blake Snell's calling the umpires out here. Something with the mound.
It can get carved up in a hurry when you have multiple pitches out there. That's the one thing that relievers have an issue with, but Pittsburgh, using different guys early, would chew it up.
Blake's just doing his part to give us a chance to get a word from Morongo.
The music of U2 by Elevation U2, the 27th Morongo.
So the upper layer of the mound is more of a turfous kind of layer, but below is the red clay, and so they have to sweep the turfus out, the drying agent, and then they go with the clay that's slightly moist, and then they'll put some of the drying agent on there so it doesn't stick through the bottom of your spikes, but definitely stays solid and gives you good footing.
What is turfus?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me on the air. Okay,
what would be another word for it?
A drying agent.
Okay.
I guess Turfus might have been a brand name back in the day for me, and I don't know if it still even exists.
Like all tissues are now Kleenex.
That's true. Cold drink in the South is always a Coke, even if it's a Sprite.
Right. Everybody's got to have a good push broom.
Especially when there's a possible sweep.
Hey. Some push broom, some turfus. Snell's happy.
Yeah, that hole gets about an inch deep in the big leagues, and we got to fix the mound. In Little League, it gets below 6 inches, and nobody comes out and fixes it.
All right. It feels weird for the Little Leaguers when it's too steady. You don't have that hole.
What's this hole like? I don't get the pitch out of a hole?
Right.
This big league mound is too tall.
Nothing in 2 on Flores. So 0 for 2 in this game and 0 for 10 in this series. 0 for 10 with 5 Ks for Flores. Snell doing his own manicuring there. Ready for his 90th pitch. Still nobody warming down in the pen. Here he comes. Strikes him out. Back foots that slider.
The only 2 hits Pirates have gotten have been on the slider, but this one really works.
First strikeout since the 3rd, the 5th overall for Snell today. Now this is the same pattern that he's had now 4 innings in a row where he's gotten the first 2 guys out. 3 innings in a row, though. He's issued a 2-out walk after that. To have a 1-2-3 inning today. Change up for a strike on Nick York.
He's had a couple outings where the curveball has been outstanding. Today it's been the fastball that's outstanding. Maybe the next outing he's going to find the range on his favorite toy, the changeup. He started to find it here today, but not at the level that I'm sure he is satisfied with yet.
That next start probably come in Detroit. Looking at it, I think Saturday. 2 day games in Detroit next weekend. 1 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. 1 ball and 2 strikes on York. So Snell again has himself on the verge of his first 1-2-3 inning. Enriquez begins to throw for that put away pitch and his first clean inning of the game to likely finish his game. There it is with the pitch that he's rode today. Pirates 0 for 10 with 5 strikeouts against his 4-seam fastball. Well, Blake Snell today goes 6 innings for the 3rd time in as many starts in his return from the season-long shoulder issue. Just 2 runs allowed in his first 3 starts back.
He looks like he's in mid-season form, and he's just coming out of what is his 2nd spring training.
4 runs of support. Bottom of the 6th inning here, 4-0 ball game. Teoscar Hernandez waves and misses. The first pitch from Christian Curtis. 2nd major league game for Curtis. 5 scoreless innings in his big league debut about a month ago. A doubleheader in Cleveland. 24 years of age. He was a 12th round pick just a few years back out of Arizona State. He's climbed to the major leagues pretty quickly. 6'5", 215, an imposing figure. Everybody shading their eyes. Looks like Lau has it spotted. Good thing he does, because Horwitz at first didn't see it. 1 out. Alec Thomas, 2 games with the Dodgers. He's knocked in a run in both.
Replacing a guy in center field that was leading the Dodgers in RBIs. Now Ohtani up there, but driving a couple runs. Don't not only fill in defensively, but yeah, get some ribeye steaks.
One ball, 1 strike. 2 RBI hits for him in the alternate uniforms yesterday. And then today, that 2-run 4th.
Hard ground balls in both directions, finding holes and getting runs.
Digs this out, serves it to right. Valdez comes on and makes the catch.
This whole winning streak has been set up by starting pitching. Dodgers have 24 times where their starter has gone 7 or more, and 10 out of the last 12 starts, starter has gone 6 or more.
Good way to win the game. Good way to set up your pitching staff as a whole for the grind of October. Fiducia, strike 1.
Well, if you can get to a game and get to many games where you only use 2 relievers instead of 3 or 4, you're really making it easier on your bullpen, and you are stretching starters out that are doing really well. So you're putting a guy on the mound that's very confident. And then you've got better matchup chances for your bullpen because of the starting rotation. Keep talking about these edges, and I think of Branch Rickey and his quote about luck is the residue of design. And so The good fortune of the bullpen having to go fewer innings and having great matchups leads to what would be considered luck, but it's not. It is design. Right out of spring training, it was designed with Dave Roberts. He said, I'm going to push my starters.
That's been one of the biggest statistical differences this year's team versus last year. The average length of start. You had so many bullpen games last year that skewed that, but that tells the same story. This year, #1 in baseball in average length of start. Payoff pitch to Fiducia.
And it's not like, 5 starters have been healthy all year. Gone with mostly a 6-man rotation. They've done it with names that you didn't expect to be in the rotation because of the Snell injury, the Glasnow injury.
I think the thing you mentioned, bringing up the 6-man rotation, that's an important part of this conversation because guys are fresh and more able to go deep when they do get it. 1-2-3 inning for Curtis. On to the 7th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup. Rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. Bullpen takes over, and the call to the pen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. After the 6 scoreless from Blake Snell, here's Edgardo Enriquez.
Pittsburgh in this series is 4 for 33 off of fastballs, and now they're about to face a fastball that's usually over 100 miles an hour. And Edgardo, his fastball over 100 miles an hour, the batting average against is right around 130. Tough equation for the Pirates.
Bottom of the order here, Horwitz, Triolo, and Cook. Enriquez pitched on Friday night, retired all 5 hitters that he faced in that extra innings win. He's put up zeros now in 7 of his last 8 games. Horwitz has been on both times. Single in the 2nd, walk in the 4th. 0-1 from Enriquez. Strike 2.
Will Klein became a household name last year. This guy might become a household name this year if the Dodgers are successful in their quest for a 3rd championship in a row.
Down the line, foul. Enriquez, remember, pitched in the postseason as a 22-year-old after 3 games of major league experience. Got hit pretty good that 2024 playoff experience last year. Pitched in 3 more games, only 2 innings total in the postseason. But it's looking more and more like he's going to play a prominent role this year.
Evan Phillips, Brock Stewart himself. Who knows what's going to kind of tumble down from the rotation into the bullpen.
I hope to get Diaz healthy, hope to get Treinen healthy. One and 2 on Horwitz. Enriquez strikes him out. 103.
The velocity is impressive, but the life on that fastball, the tailing action is really impressive for it to move that much at that velocity.
Pinch hitter comes up here, Jacob Gonzalez. By the way, the 7th strikeout of the day for the Dodgers, and so Jumbo Jacks are free tomorrow if you get a large drink.
The Dodger staff gives away a lot of Jumbo Jacks.
The Jack executives may be thinking to themselves, maybe we need to up that number a little bit because we were giving away a lot of free burgers.
It's definitely got to help in popularity and drive people to your restaurant, so I'm sure it's a great relationship.
I'm picturing a board meeting and they all have that jacket.
That would be a big boardroom. With double doors.
Yeah, you need it. Probably heard a good cheer there when Jacob Gonzalez was introduced. He's from nearby Glendora. Golfs one down the line. Hernandez has room. Flew away in the 7th. Dodgers 4, Pirates nothing. Another pinch hitter and an imposing one. It's O'Neill Cruz pinch hitting for Billy Cook.
Pittsburgh is number 15.
Cruz has missed a lot of this season with a hand injury, but he came back earlier this week and has not skipped a beat. Homered on Friday night, just a majestic blast. And then an RBI triple yesterday.
He was just like the rest of the Pittsburgh lineup, very aggressive, but when he barrels it up, it's crazy strong.
So 4 games off of the injured list this week, 3 extra base hits, 7 driven in. .6'7" O'Neill Cruz. As big and as fast and as hard hitting as anybody. Trying to give the Pirates a spark here on a day where they've been shut out through 6 2/3, have only 2 hits. Top of the order after him. Power against power. Here comes Enriquez. This would be a heck of an Oklahoma drill.
I'll tell you what, whoever lockers next to him better feel really comfortable in their own skin. It'll make you feel small and weak. I went to winter ball one year in Venezuela and lockered next to Dave Parker. It was it's different when you're next to the big strong guys. It's like, okay, I got dressed quick and get out of there. It's like, I don't want to be here.
Comparison kills joy, Oral.
Thank you. I'll work
Kills
on that
confidence
tonight.
too, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it did. I think that was the year I started lifting weights.
A little more passive here than we're used to seeing Cruz. So 1 and 2. Here comes Enriquez.
I don't want it to happen, but it'd be interesting that the pitcher can supply the power and so can the hitter.
Oh, but he pulls the string. 84. 19-mile-per-hour difference from that fastest fastball. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store.
The first 4,000 fans on September 2nd take home an exclusive Shohei Ohtani championship ring presented by Cy Games. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Speaking of Shohei Ohtani, leads off this 7th against Christian Curtis and swings and misses. Started this game by taking a walk, came to score, 0 for 2 since. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Okay. No, I was going to make some quip.
You?
Yeah, me. I was going to say he doesn't hit with his championship ring on.
Jam shot would really hurt. Pinch hitters, by the way, stay in. That's Cruz in center and Gonzalez at short.
It was an interesting time to hit Cruz with 2 out, nobody on, down by 4.
Yeah. Play that card, you'd like it to have maximum impact potentially. You could hit it 500 feet and it still wouldn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, you know, and it's the 7th. Something could have happened where you hit for your 5th or 6th or 7th hitter in the 8th and the 9th.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Lifted in the air, deep left field. York goes back, shy of the track. He's got it.
Just a little off the end of the bat on a breaking ball. Definitely gave a thrill to the fans in the upper deck when they see that trajectory from that young man's bat.
One gone in the 7th. Here's Freddie Freeman. 2 more hits today for Freddie, up to 303 for the year. Mentioned earlier, 300 for his career. There's only 4 active players that can say that. Luis Arraez, perennial batting champ. Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, and then Freddie Freeman. Ground ball to first, backhand Horwitz. Feeds it on to Curtis, 2 up and 2 down. It's interesting, you've got him in all shapes and sizes on that list. You got a hulking slugger in Yordan Alvarez, who is underrated as an all-around hitter. Freddie Freeman, Gumby, first baseman, left-handed hitter. Altuve, the only right-handed hitter of the bunch, pint-sized. And then the one-of-a-kind Luis Arraez. I guess the lesson is there's more than one way to get to that 300 mark. Betts with 2 away. It's a pop-up into shallow left field. Gonzalez goes out. York comes on. It's York to make the catch and into 1-2-3-7. It's Brock Stewart for the 8th inning. The Dodgers 4, the Pirates nothing. 1-2-3-7 for Enriquez to get the bullpen's day going.
One of the other guys in the bullpen, other than Alex Vesia, that you can bring in against lefties or righties. He dominates both.
Dodger pitching is retired 7 straight. Top of the order, Nick Gonzalez grounds the first pitch foul. Only 2 hits today for the Pirates. An infield single in the first. Opposite field single in the second. No hit since. Roll to first. Backhand Freeman, who is positioned well. And Stewart's over there to field the throw. Remember, Brock originally a shortstop.
A lot of right-handed pitchers originally a shortstop. If you go back to Little League and maybe even high school. Another weakly hit ball from Pittsburgh. They've only had 1 hard hit ball all day. Hard hit being classified at 95 miles an hour off the bat or greater.
One out in the 8th inning. Here's Valdez. Brock is an infielder right through high school, or right through college. Illinois State, only 20-some innings pitched in college. Dodgers drafted him 6th round 12 years ago.
Where does time go?
Made it up in 2016. Ahead of Valdez 0-2. Right on the block to get him looking. Valdez a challenge, and I think he's going to lose it.
Pitch and strike.
Sweet pitch.
We saw the same type of pitch with Teoscar Hernandez where he challenged, but that 2-seamer that looks like a ball to a right-hander, looks like it's in the left-hand batter's box, and then when it leaks back, it really fools you because that's the late movement that is so hard to hit and so hard to register as something you should swing at.
5 up, 5 down for the bullpen after the 6 scoreless from Snell. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, Brian Reynolds pops it up. Into left field, Teoscar Hernandez, and a breeze of an inning for Brock Stewart. When this game wraps up, guys are in studio. Some good air conditioning in there. For Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by Mercury Insurance.
Jealousy is a terrible emotion.
Oh. We got it better than the folks who are braving the sunshine. Max Muncy takes a strike from Curtis. Dodgers are about to fly to Atlanta and drop the temperature. In doing so, I think you're going to get up into triple digits this week, parts of Southern California. Only in the 80s in Atlanta, but a humid 80s, that's for sure.
In the South, they call that close.
Always close in the South.
Hot Atlanta, usually.
Muncy on 0-2 takes very high. Tyler Glasnow is going to make his return for the Dodgers. Game 1 on Tuesday.
Watching the footage of him pitching in the minor leagues, it looks like some devastating stuff again.
It's 9 strikeouts his last rehab. We'll go Tuesday night, 4:15 LA time. Bryce Elder counters for the Braves. Muncy pokes it to second, caught by Lau. Sasaki on Wednesday, Yamamoto on Thursday. All 3 of those games at the same time. You know, the Braves have dropped 7 of their last 9 games. Don't look now, but the Phillies have won 8 in a row and are within 3 games in the East. It seems like an hour ago we were talking about the Braves nipping at the Dodgers' heels for that 2 seed, and now they're looking in the other direction. Ball on Tommy Edman.
Milwaukee not slowing down at all. And they look very confident in the batter's box, on the mound. Throwing guys out of the bullpen that are not household names, but just mowing people down.
Phillies, by the way, won again today. 9th in a row. And so they're within 2.5 of the Braves, who play the Brewers later. In Williamsport.
That's a little bit of a tough road trip, but a fun road trip. The Little League World Series going on, and then they send the big leaguers over there to play. The little leaguers all go watch. I think it's the beginning of the last few years, however long it's been going on, a great tradition. And so many big leaguers, of course, started all their dreams down at that age.
Edman takes the walk. First base runner the Dodgers have had in a few innings. Okay, so the Phillies today were down 4-0. Down to their last out.
Oh my.
And they scored 6 straight 2-out runs. Walk-off home run from Kyle Schwarber. That's when it starts to feel like something special is brewing. You get a 9th straight win in that fashion.
And that was at home. Walk-off would have to be, but against the Cardinals, that place must have been just rocking.
For whoever was left, you wouldn't have blamed them if they had departed there, down 4-0, 2 outs in the 9th.
True. Probably all started to walk over to the casino.
Yeah, this one does.
Oh my gosh, who would do that?
Nobody I know.
It's a good steakhouse at that casino.
You wouldn't know anything about the actual casino, but
No. I just go for the food.
Single and a walk for Tucker, and a run scored. In the air to left field. Gonzalez, 2 out. So they go from Atlanta to Detroit. Tigers another defeat today. That's their 8th out of their last 9. Even with that, They came into the day 2.5 games out of a playoff spot. 7 teams in the American League bunch within 2.5 games for that last spot. Two outs. Teoscar Hernandez looking for his first hit.
As we packed for this road trip, checked the weather, and there's a lot of threatening rain both in Atlanta and Detroit.
I love that.
35 to like 65%, kind of varying which day you look at. That can put a strain on a pitching staff as far as if you lose people to a rain delay.
Always a threat in Atlanta. We'll run into that. Ball 2 on Hernandez.
Kyle Tucker got his hit today and a walk, so he's feeling pretty good about the day, even though he just popped up. But the guy who needs a hit right now for his psyche and for the long plane flight to Atlanta, as we take a glance at double barrel action, Teoscar Hernandez. This is a big at bat for him emotionally.
And kicks away from Flores. Up to second goes Edman.
Could feel even extra better getting a hit and an RBI right here. Strikeout swinging, a strikeout looking, and a pop-up. Could end up 1 for 4 with an RBI here, getting a hit.
Which should be an identical line to yesterday.
See if he gets a strike and can start the bat. He got something that he could look for. He hadn't got many pitches from the middle in. First at bat struck out on an up and in fastball, but since then they've been really going low and away.
Three and 2 on Hernandez. Here comes Brian Curtis. Teoscar pokes it to second. Lau to first. And this game to the 9th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Back at Dodger Stadium, this game has flown to the 9th inning. Both teams up there hacking away. 4-0 lead for the Dodgers. Alex Vesia trying to finish off a shutout.
Statistical anomaly. You look down there at the bottom, opponent's batting average. It's 157 against lefties and 157 against righties. Mr. Consistency on the mound.
Trying to get back on track, though. Gave up the game-tying home run on Wednesday in Colorado. ERA's close to 7 over the last month. Low pressure situation for him to try and find it. Although a tough part of the order here with Lau to lead off. Dodger pitching has retired 10 hitters in a row and 16 straight scoreless innings. Back to that 3-run first yesterday. Pirates got a hit in the first, a hit in the second against Blake Snell. Do not have a hit since then. Lau on 2-0. Swings and misses. Healthy rip at a high fastball. leadoff walk. So the first base runner for Pittsburgh since the 5th.
It's about the only way they've been able to reach base with the walks from Snell and this one here and the hit by pitch from Snell. Other than that, the bats are very silent.
Rafael Flores Jr. last chance of getting a hit in his homecoming to Southern California here at 0 for 11 in these 3 games.
So Alex's miss pattern right now is arm side high, and we're going to get a little visit maybe to get him rebooted. And then he pulled that one. That spray pattern for me when I was on the mound is there's a little bit too much rotation in my mechanics. So I'm in and out of the release point quickly. I'm early, so my arm side high, or I'm late and I'm pulling it. So I think more about keeping my body and my mechanics and everything on the plate, staying within that tunnel, not spinning as much. What you really try and do, at least the way I try to coach myself, is just look at the exhaust, which is the pitch, and then bring it back to the foundation and what's the fix.
Finds the strike zone right there.
It really is a tunneling effect for Alex. You know, his straight over the top fastball is really something that he's almost trying to be like an Iron Mike and just taking it from top to bottom and not a lot of rotation. You're definitely going to rotate your hips. You're definitely going to rotate your leg kick and your shoulders. But in general, he wants to feel like he's staying in the tunnel between the pitching plate and home plate and go right down that slot. Done it twice in a row. It was a good visit, good fix on his part. Both of those pitches have been driven with his body and his arm and his hand directly behind the baseball, going straight at home. From Double-A on up, they've all got the ability. It's about consistency. They all hit it far enough, throw it hard enough, spin it enough. It's who can do it the most often and fix it quickly.
Vessia's 1-2 is grounded foul.
It's a good sign for the Dodgers and Alex Vesia. 3 good pitches in a row. I think he has found it for this outing.
Tries another 2-strike pitch, goes up with it and fouled off. Tanner Scott getting loose just in case. Vessia's job to make sure he doesn't have to get ready too quickly.
As bad as the Pirates have been against fastballs in this series, I got to stay with my best pitch, which is the fastball. No need to try and trick them.
Issues the leadoff walk to Lau, now having a hard time putting Flores away. This will be the 8th pitch to a guy who has struck out more than half of his times up there this weekend.
Off day tomorrow, but they still might have to get Alex out of there because of pitch count. 12 pitches already, no outs.
There, he finished him off. 1 gone in the 9th.
Not his best slider, but his most effective pitch so far today.
Left fielder, number 38, Nick
Back-to-back sliders the last 2 pitches. Now you're looking for DP lane.
With York at the plate. It's a 10th strikeout of the day for Dodger pitching. That makes it 39 this weekend. This one gets by Fiducia.
We have seen the ability to frame really good, but also the risk of framing is what you see pitches like this that are not caught, that are off the edges of catcher's gloves.
Got the call there. 2-1 on York. No runs on 2 hits for the Pirates. 4 runs on 6 hits for the Dodgers. All 8 hits in this game have been singles. There have only been 4 games in the majors all year with 0 extra base hits. And as I give you that fact, I hold my breath on the next pitch.
Well, you got more than one pitch to hold your breath on, so
yeah.
we better take a deep run.
Like driving by a cemetery. Three and 2 on York. 1 gone here in the 9th. Vesia delivers. th pitch of this inning from Alex Vesia. Have not had that finish. Another long at bat here. This will be the 8th pitch coming to York.
It's only the second base runner for both teams since the 5th inning. 6th, 7th, and 8th have been very quiet.
Battle goes on. York, the old 1st-round pick of the Red Sox. Another 3-2 to him, and another foul ball. Talking about that pitch count becoming something to take a peek at for Alex Vesia. He's only thrown more than 25 pitches in an inning twice this year. Both those coming in June.
We might see Tanner Scott just because of the protection of Alex Vesia and his health. Watching the pitch count.
10th pitch to York. Shuttle left field, Mookie Betts drifting out there, still going, makes the catch, and the Pirates are down to their last out.
Mookie is the kind of guy that you don't have to call off if you're an outfielder because you got a Gold Glove right fielder playing shortstop.
Suddenly like having 4 of them out there.
Yep.
Out away from a shutout here. Horwitz aboard twice today, singled and walked. Also, like many of these Pirates, has a strikeout. Lefty. Vesia comes home. Starts him with a strike. Fastball up to 95. Froggy 96 temperature, 95 fastball. In the air to left center field. Thomas on the move with Teoscar. Hernandez is there, and the Dodgers get a shutout win. Their 6th win in a row, matching a season high.
A very short homestand and a nice sweep. Very well done, guys. They are now 6-0 for the week.
And how about this? They give up those 3 runs in the first inning yesterday. Tarek Skubal puts his foot down, goes 7 innings, strikes out 11. Pirates do not have a run, did not get a run after that 3-run first against Skubal. And so they fly to Atlanta. The 6-game road trip against the Braves and the Tigers will begin on Tuesday night. Laurel Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, the rest of our crew. Joe Davis saying so long from Los Angeles. Stay cool this upcoming week. And stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. We'll talk to you again Tuesday from Atlanta.